bbc.co.uk. That's nw200 at bbc.co.uk. And for all you people that are listening and streaming live on the internet, if you follow the various icons, then that will take you to it. We've got wonderful coverage for this evening on Tuesday the 13th of May. And we are live through until 9 p.m, where currently we have the super bike machines out there. Then we've got the super sport and super stockers, and then the evening is rounded out with the 250s, the 125s and 400s. Same again on Thursday, but we start a little bit early with our coverage, and then we will take you through right the way through until the cessation of practice. And then on Saturday, it's a case of get by the PC early, because we've got lots of good things going on. It starts at 11 o'clock, goes right the way through until the final race finishes round about 6 o'clock. Unrivaled TV coverage, unrivaled interactive coverage, and also catch the news on the CFAX, on Radio Ulster if you can stream with that one, or on the BBC Newsline, but various media that will be coming to you live from the Northwest 200 this week. We have got the superbikes out there already, Phil, and there's one rider that has stamped his authority on proceedings. He's never won a Northwest 200, but I reckon that this year could be his.
Well, he's done a lot of talking so far. Guy was a bit disappointed in the past. He wanted to come here, he wanted to win races, but that's just, to be honest, you know, he just was still a little bit young, and I don't mean young, I mean just needed that little bit more experience. We've got John McGuinness, who's been riding here for years and years. We've got Steve Plater, you know, we've got Rand Farquhar, and I think this year could be the year where Guy Martin just wants to stop his authority over those boys.
Just picking up the live TV pictures with John Burrows just coming back into the arena there, and just see if we can get a quick picture of Guy Martin, but not at present. We've got the superbikes out there, and we've got the super stockers out there. We can tell you that the fastest at present is the number 9 Hydrex Bike Animal Honda of Guy Martin, 4:28.526 with an average speed of 120.203. He's ahead of the rider that won the inaugural superbike race last year here at the Northwest 200, back on the HM Plant Honda, and that is the 13 times TT winner, John Flint McGuinness. He's lapped at 119.8. Steve Plater, triple winner, going for an unprecedented quadruple. Then he's running for Alistair Flanagan, once again with the AIM Racing Yamaha, number 1, Steve Plater. And then the best of the super stockers is somebody from your neck of the woods, or at least your home country, Phil, and that's Alistair Steely, Ali the Wizard, under number 107. That's a good performance to lap at 118.8 already this afternoon.
I mean, that's superb for a production bike, really. Alistair's a pretty good rider. He's been doing some riding in England to try and make himself better still, so I think he's had I think thirds here last year, so I think he should be a pretty good contender this year for that super stock race. And we've got Rand Farquhar in behind him, we've got Keith Moore in there.
Yeah, well, Ryan Farquhar just on screen at present there, just coming through in the McAdoo Kawasaki under number 3. He just bends it right and then left through out of the quarry chicane and heading down towards Primrose. And I reckon that Ryan, he looks like he's on form this year. He's had a couple of good results already on the Irish roads, and I think that Ryan Farquhar could well be in with a shout of victory here this weekend.
Well, Ryan's had a couple of bad years, really, you know. I mean, compared to his usual standard, he tries hard, but he wasn't happy. He couldn't get the team to work the way he wanted to work. He couldn't get the bikes to work the way he wanted, and he's back on form this year. He's had a couple of national wins, and he really wants a win at the Northwest 200.
Well, Steve Plater already down there just making signs up at the commentary box, so it looks like Adrian's already with him.
Yes, Larry, he's been standing here 15 minutes trying to get a word in, but we couldn't get used to shut up. Steve, your first impressions on the circuit, your first couple of laps round?
Yeah, it's okay. There's been 1 or 2 areas that have been resurfaced, just patchwork, they're a little bit rough, but it's the usual first night, you know. It's very dusty and quite a few stones being thrown up, but no big issue. At least the sun's shining.
Yeah, I think the sun's going to shine all week, so obviously you're sitting here in the pits and not on track, so can you tell us why that is?
Just obviously first ride round, I did 3 or 4 laps, and then I've got 1 or 2 stability issues, which is just a chassis thing coming from the BSB to the roads. We always have to change these things, so we're just making some changes and go out and just get in the groove and hopefully solve the problem.
Good job. Good luck, Steve.
Thank you.
Well, Steve Plater is very much one of the riders that will be gunning for victory. That superb double a couple of years ago for HM Plant Honda. And then, of course, he changed to from HM Plant Honda to Yamaha, and he proved that he hadn't lost any of it because he was there winning one of the Superbike races last year. He's combining his British Superbike Championship duties already with the World Endurance Championship, and he was in Spain last weekend. Well, I think that you can see Michael Rutter just having a chat to the K-Tech technicians down there as Adrian Coach just tries to move in, but just can't grab a quick word at present. Number 12 was Rob Frost. He saw a quick shot of him just going in towards the pit lane area. Rob had a big shunt at Brands Hatch at the earlier part of the week. Good news is that he was okay, but it was a big accident that Rob had at Brands Hatch. So a lot of these riders were in action, Phil, at the British Superbike Championship meeting at Brands Hatch. It's been a very busy week for him. Of course, we ended up there because of the rescheduled weekend when it snowed back in April, but it's been a bit of a rush, and as a result, I understand that one or two of the teams have been struggling. Yeah, I think, for instance, we see Michael there working closely with well, he's back now with Adrian's about to grab Michael for a few words. Do we see what's wrong?
And Michael, you're down here in the pits. The guys are working on the suspension of the bike. Can you let us know what your feelings are the first few laps?
It's just a bit unstable at the moment. A lot to do with it. It's just really never ridden this on the road before. It's just doing a few basic things right. So just trying to do a few suspension changes, and it's real dusty and dirty out there. So very nice track at the moment.
Yeah, we're just talking to Steve Plater, and he's saying that there is a few changes that you make to the bike coming from the short circuits to the road, so I think that's just similar for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a shock when you compare that, actually, but yeah, we'll more like to do the better we'll go.
And are you confident for the Saturday? Obviously back on the Ducati is probably your more favourite machine. You looking forward to Saturday?
I love the Ducati, and especially with the Northwest sponsoring it, and it'd be good to do something. We'll have to sit out and see.
Good luck, Michael.
Well, Michael Rutter, who's not had a victory since 2005, he's missed out, the 11 times winner, and just been joined in the commentary box by somebody who should be up here, actually, taking commentary, but unfortunately can't get any work out of him at present. He's too busy strutting around the paddock with his leathers on. Steve Parrish. Well, Steve, welcome back again to the Northwest 200. You were supposed to be taking the commentary this afternoon. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm too busy here getting nervous, actually, because I am about to go out on one of Michael Rutter's bikes on the Northwest 200 Ducati. A 1098, and I'm stood here in my leathers. They're all very uncomfortable and hot, and I'd like to be out on the bike, but as soon as this practice session finishes, which will be in approximately 15 minutes time, I'm going to be down there and scaring the living daylights out of myself. It's going to be a real treat on a night like this to have the 9-mile circuit to myself.
Well, it's going to be fantastic action once again, Steve, and unrivaled coverage from the BBC again. It was a little bit groundbreaking last year. You were involved as well as the rest of us, and it was a phenomenal coverage that we got from the BBC, and as I said to Phil earlier on, it looks like it's going to get bigger and even better this year.
Yeah, I think they set a pretty high standard, a high bar there, and everyone was very nervous when we got here this week to make sure that it's as good, but I'm convinced that from all the preparation that's gone into it, that it'll be even bigger and better. There's certainly going to be more cameras set up by Thursday evening, and the race coverage will be absolutely incredible. If the weather stays like this, everyone's in for a real treat. It's well worth the effort to come up here to this beautiful part of the country.
Well, not everybody is benefiting from this wonderful Northern Irish weather. We're here overlooking the wonderful Atlantic Ocean on the Causeway Coast, which links the market towns of Portrush, Portstewart and Coleraine. And if you've never ever been along to the Northwest 200, ladies and gents, then make sure that you do put a date in the diary for next year, because quite simply, Steve, I reckon this is getting to be the biggest biking festival probably in the world.
Well, I'm going to have a word with the BBC, because I'm going to see about renting this commentary booth here that's looking out to see my new holiday house. I reckon we could do a deal here, Larry. You can have it in July, I'll have it in August, and Philip, you can have it in September.
Well, Phil's used to this weather, isn't he, up here, so, but it is wonderful here, and I know that not everywhere is enjoying this wonderful weather that we've got here, because I actually rang home to the east coast of Yorkshire earlier on, and the reports from there, it was distinctly overcast and cloudy, so let's just hope that for once, Phil, we didn't have the best of weather in various times last year, and certainly over the past couple of years, but perhaps, who knows, it is set fair for the next few days at least.
I think we are owed a few days good weather at the Northwest, and hopefully this is the year we're going to get it.
Well, it looks as though Adrian has got, was that Ian Hutchinson that we saw down there? Certainly Ian Hutchinson has got somebody with him, so not too sure whether Adrian can't just see it from our vantage point or not, whether you want to come in with that.
Yes, we're standing down here at the TAS Relentless Garage. Bruce Anstey's come in off the super stock bike. He's going to go now. He's jumping straight onto the super bike. I know that he was out on that for a few laps at the start, and whenever he come in, the guys were changing